Whales do not have any teeth. Instead, they have plates of baleen, which are French-like structures that enable them to expel the enormous mouthfuls of water that they take in, while still retaining the krill and plankton that they feed on. Hello and welcome to KYC News. In this episode, we are diving underwater to feel the amazing life of whale. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Whale. The whale family is comprised of a wide variety of fully aquatic placental marine mammals with a widespread distribution. They correspond to large members of the infraorder Cetacea, which is to say all cetaceans other than dolphins and porpoises. This informal and colloquial grouping corresponds to the larger members of this order. From a more scientific and cladistic point of view, dolphins and porpoises have the potential to be classified as whales. The order Cetartiodactyla, which is comprised of even-toed ungulates, is home to marine mammals such as whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Hippopotamuses, which are not members of the cetacean family, are their closest living non-cetacean relatives. Cetaceans and hippopotamuses diverged approximately 54 million years ago. It is believed that the two suborders of whales, Mysticeti and Odontoceti, shared their most recent common ancestor approximately 34 million years ago. Baleen whales and toothed whales both belong to the Mysticeti suborder. Mysticetes are comprised of four families that are still alive and well today. These families are the Balanopteridae, also known as rorquals, Balenidae, also known as right whales, Cetotheridae, also known as pygmy right whales, and Escherichthidea, the gray whale. The odontocetes include the families Monodontidae, which include belugas and narwhals, Physeteridae, which include sperm whales, Kogiidae, which include dwarf and pygmy sperm whales, and Ziphiidae, which include beaked whales, in addition to the six families of dolphins and porpoises, which are not considered whales in the conventional sense. Whales are able to eat, mate, give birth, nurse their young, and raise them all while they are out in the open ocean because they are fully aquatic creatures. The dwarf sperm whale, which measures 2.6 meters, 8.5 feet, in length and weighs 135 kilograms, 298 pounds, is the smallest species of whale. The blue whale, which is the largest known animal that has ever lived, measures 29.9 meters, 98 feet, in length and weighs 190 metric tons, 210 short tons. The sperm whale has the distinction of being the world's largest toothed predator. There are a number of whale species that display sexual dimorphism, with the females of these whales being significantly larger than the males. Baleen whales do not have any teeth. Instead, they have plates of baleen, which are French-like structures that enable them to expel the enormous mouthfuls of water that they take in, while still retaining the krill and plankton that they feed on. They are able to do this because their heads are enormous, accounting for up to 40% of their total body mass, and they have throat pleats that allow them to expand their mouths. As a result, they are able to take in large quantities of water through their mouths all at once. In addition, baleen whales have a highly developed ability to detect odors. Toothed whales, on the other hand, have teeth that are shaped like cones and are optimized for catching fish and squid. They also have exceptionally sharp hearing, whether above or below the surface of the water, which allows some of them to survive even if they have lost their sight. Some whale species, like the sperm whale, have evolved to be particularly adept at diving to great depths in order to hunt their preferred prey, which includes squid and other marine animals. Whales are mammals that originated on land and must come to the surface to breathe air on a regular basis, despite the fact that they are able to stay submerged for extended periods of time. There are some animals, like the sperm whale, that can remain submerged for up to an hour and a half. They are able to inhale and exhale air through blowholes, which are essentially modified nostrils and are located on top of their heads. They have a layer of fat, known as blubber, under their skin, making them warm-blooded animals. Whales are able to travel at speeds of up to 20 knots thanks to their streamlined, fusiform bodies and two limbs that have been modified into flippers. Despite this, whales are not as flexible or agile as seals. There is a wide range of vocalizations produced by whales, the most notable of which is the extended song of the humpback whale. Even though whales can be found all over the world, the majority of whale species live in the cooler waters of the northern and southern hemispheres. When they are ready to have their young, they travel to the equator. It is possible for certain whale species, such as humpbacks and blue whales, to travel thousands of miles without stopping to feed. In most cases, males will mate with a number of different females throughout the course of a single year, whereas females will only do so once every 2 to 3 years. Calves are born during the spring and summer months, and the responsibility of caring for them falls solely on the shoulders of the females. In some species, the mothers abstain from food and continue to nurse their young for a period of 1 to 2 years. Whales were once subject to ruthless hunting for their products, but these days they are protected by law all over the world. Both the North Atlantic right whales and the North Pacific gray whale population are considered to be in a critical state of endangerment by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN. In the 20th century, the North Atlantic right whale population dropped as low as 450 individuals. They are threatened not only by whalers but also by bycatch and marine pollution. Whalers are just one of the threats they face. Native peoples of the Arctic region have historically relied on whales for a variety of resources, including their flesh, blubber, and baleen. Many different cultures around the world have depicted whales in their art, most notably the Inuit and the coastal peoples of Vietnam and Ghana, who occasionally hold funerals for whales. In both literature and film, whales make an appearance now and then. The great white whale from Herman Melville's novel Moby Dick is a well-known illustration of this concept. It is possible to keep small whales in captivity and train them to perform tricks. However, breeding success has been poor, and the animals frequently perish within a few months of being captured. Observing whales as part of a vacation is becoming increasingly popular in many parts of the world. There are 5 interesting things to know about whale sharks. In spite of their enormous size, these marine mammals cover tens of thousands of kilometers each year. Between April and July of each year, a number of species make their annual migration to the warmer waters of Australia. During this time, they visit our Great Barrier Reef on the east coast as well as the Ningaloo Reef in Western Australia. Whale sharks are members of the shark family and can reach lengths of up to 18 meters and weights of up to 19 tons. Although they are capable of diving more than a kilometer deep, they are typically found swimming relatively close to shore. Every year, people from all over the world travel to Ningaloo Reef in the hopes of having the opportunity to swim alongside these placid giants. Here are 5 fascinating facts about whale. 1. Whale sharks are filter feeders. Even though they have thousands of teeth, whale sharks do not consume food with their teeth. Instead, they chew their food thoroughly before swallowing it whole with mouths that can measure up to 1.5 meters in width. They do this by filtering the water through their gills, which allows them to consume food such as tiny plankton, small fish, and crustaceans. 2. Whale sharks have teeth protruding from the corners of their eyes. The skin of many species of sharks, including whale sharks, is covered in scales that resemble teeth and contribute to the animal's rough appearance. Recent research has shown that certain whale sharks have dermal denticles, which are very small teeth, on the surface of their eyeballs. This is a unique trait that is not found in any other vertebrate. 3. Whale sharks are oviparous and give birth to live young. This indicates that females produce eggs, which then hatch within the female's body. They deliver live young and have the capacity to have approximately 300 offspring at one time. As is the case with the majority of shark species, female whale sharks tend to be considerably larger than their male counterparts. 4. Whale sharks are composed of cartilage. This indicates that cartilage, rather than bone, is the primary component of their skeleton. Cartilaginous animals include only sharks, skates, and rays. 5. Whale sharks have exceptionally long lifespans. These sharks do not begin reproducing until they are in their late 20s or early 30s, despite the fact that they can live for up to 100 years and sometimes even longer. Unfortunately, whale sharks are considered endangered, which means that their population size is getting smaller. Whale sharks are in danger for a number of reasons, including the rise in ocean temperature, pollution, and acidification, as well as the fact that they are frequently caught in fishing nets and killed by ship propellers. Our reef and all of its marine life are being protected by the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. At this very moment, we are in the process of carrying out over 100 projects aimed at preserving reefs, including our Resilient Reefs initiative. We are forming partnerships with local reef communities at 5 UNESCO World Heritage Reef sites, one of which is the Ningaloo Coast, in order to investigate potential solutions that will enable coral reefs and the marine life that is dependent on them to flourish in the face of shifting environmental conditions. This is all for now. Check out other videos.